Right.
They
right.
really did. Kingsland Road School had been built earlier than that, about 3 years earlier than that. And that's where I went. And that's where my daughter went. And it was a good grounding, but there was 52 in the class.
Right.
Then, yeah.
Wow. 52.
And the headmistress was Miss Tomlinson. I sure remember that.
Was it co-ed or split?
Oh, it was boys and girls. The girls were in part of the school, and the boys were in the huts, wooden huts. And I could always remember my brother, younger of the brothers, although we were very poor, he was very particular about his appearance, even then. And my dad used to make sure that they all brushed their shoes, whether it's because he was in the Navy or I don't know. And he used to stand out, you know, and when the teacher said something, he asked him to come out and said, "This is what I call looking after your shoes," you know, because his shoes were so...
Immaculate.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
So enjoyed that.
Right. And so, I guess you would have then sort of started around about sort of 40, 41?
Yeah.
Right.
41.
And were lessons, quite academic, or was it sort of playtime, sort of playful?
Mostly academic. It wasn't like this today. You were in rows. There's 52 in the class. And there was about six or seven rows of about seven or eight desks in the row. And the teacher, whereas now in these schools, you go to the teacher, that's why the kids are missing half the time. When we were in the juniors, you had the same teacher for every lesson.
Right.
But although you were taught how to read and to write, and maths up to a certain standard and all the rest, we weren't, and we were taught like nature studies and things like that. But you weren't taught much about science and geography and history like you are today.
Right.
No, so and then you either went to grammar from there, or you went to the secondary modern. And I went to the secondary modern, and then when I was 13, I passed for Aston Commercial. And when I was 13, went to Aston Commercial from there.
Back to Kingsland, was there, sort of a lot of, sort of creative stuff, like, you were dancing and, plays and things like that?
No, we used to have, we did some dancing, like country dancing. But that was just one lesson, part of it. We did have netball and sports. And I can remember the ones, we were playing netball, and the team went to play the school in just off the Creslet Road there. I can't remember the name of the school. And and it was very cold. And after the match we came in, and the teachers made us cocoa made with milk. And even now, that was the best cup of cocoa I had ever had and ever will have. It was absolutely fantastic.
The chilling made it taste much better.
Oh, God, it was fantastic. It really was.
But talking about that, one thing that sort of struck me after talking to some men is that the boys, most often until sort of quite late on, were made to wear shorts. What about the girls' skirts? Weren't they sort of quite long? Because I guess, it would have been sort of quite modest days.
No, we could wear what we wanted, if I remember rightly.
Right, really.
Whether it's because it was a war and people couldn't afford things, I don't know. There was the... did they tell you about the Daily Mail shoes?
No, tell me about Daily Mail shoes.
Oh, well, the Daily Mail, they used to give out vouchers for people who were poor. I think it was more for people who were children of serving forces. And because we couldn't afford it. Mum had got 5, one after the other. So we used to have, we used to go up to this place. I don't know where it was. I don't think it was in town. We used to go up this place, and you were fitted for a pair of shoes. And the boys had boots, but inside there was a little mark to say Daily Mail. It was the Birmingham Mail, so I couldn't sell them.
Right, they can be pawned. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we used to have that.
They must have been quite sort of chunky, substantial.
Oh, they were for the boys, but our shoes were quite nice, you know.
Right. The
girls'
shoes were.
Yeah, they were lace-ups, just plain lace-ups, but they were quite nice.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought it was really good, you know. You don't think at the time, but I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. But you had to get something from the school to say, yes, you could have them.
To qualify for them. Right.
Yes, so there was that.
Were sort of children sort of well presented when they went to school? Did your parents make sure that, you had a good wash and you were dressed smart?
Oh, yes, we were washed and dressed. Dressed well. As well as we could be.
Yeah.
I know that every year all your clothes were put away.